So today I'm gonna change the transmission fluid on this 2017 Toyota Prius 3 Touring. Okay, so there's a mileage right there. It's about 25,000, almost 26,000. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I change the transmission fluid on this particular car. Okay, so for this job, you're gonna need 4 quart of this ATF WS. All right, that's what we call for in the owner manual. It's also called for 3.8 quart. So get 4 of these, and you also need 2 of these washer. Okay, aluminum washer. Okay, these are from the drain plug and the fill plug. Okay, they both the same size, same part number. Okay, and these, I think the dealer, they sell for like maybe $2-3 a piece. All right, if you want a cheaper one, then get these. I get these by 100. I got this for about 25 bucks ish on the on eBay. Okay, and here is the dimension. All right, so 18 millimeter. That's the inside diameter. Okay, 24 is the outside diameter, and 2 millimeter thickness. Okay, so I order 100 of them, so it's it cost me like 25 cents a piece. So you want a cheaper one, you may want to buy it by large quality. Okay, and it's exactly the same size as the OEM one. The top one is the replacement. So for the tools, all right, of course you're gonna need something to jack up the car, right? You're gonna crawl underneath there, and you want it like at level as possible. So a car jack or jack stand, and of course you want something to drain out the oil, right? To catch the oil, so the oil drain pan. All right. The tools for the bottom cover, you're gonna need a 10 millimeter socket. Okay, I'm using a 10 millimeter socket, 1/4-inch drive, right, with the extension, 1/4-inch ratchet right there. Okay, or you can use, of course, the deep socket. Right, this is for the 4 bolt on the front 4 bolt of the bottom panel, and then the plastic clip. There's 10 of them. All right, so I using this small screwdriver. I believe this is from Craftsman, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Okay, this useful screwdriver. Okay, you need this to take out that plastic, 10 plastic clip on the bottom panel. Okay, and for the for the drain plug and the fill plug, okay, you are gonna need a 10 millimeter hex socket like that. Okay, here's this is the part number that I bought from Harbor Freight. Okay, 10 millimeter. That's a bigger size in this kit. Okay, so 10 millimeter. For the fill plug, you're gonna need a 3-inch extension. Right, 3-inch extension. Okay, for the fill plug. The drain plug is optional. You can put it in like that. But for the fill plug, you definitely need this extension to make your job easier. Okay, so hook on the end of this 3/8 drive. I'm going to use a 3/8 drive breaker bar. Trust me, there's a very good sound effect when I broke the drain plug and the fill plug loose. All right, so use a breaker bar. I also need I call this an equalizer. This is actually a tool. Okay, basically it's like a pipe wrench. Okay, right there, it's like a pipe wrench that I put on the handle side of the breaker bar to give me more leverage when you're underneath the car. Okay, and of course I'm using the 3/8-inch drive torque wrench. Okay. This is the only car where I couldn't find the repair manual or technical manual for it. Okay, so I don't know exactly torque on this particular Prius, but I'm using 30 foot-pound. Okay, I think the earliest model I think is about 29 foot-pound. Okay, so for this job right here, I'm using 30 foot-pound, and that's because I don't have no hard written evidence on the the technical data on it. Okay, unlike my other Hondas, I bought a repair manual. This one here, they don't make them. So, and I haven't seen any video for this particular year. Okay, so the torque that I'm using 29. I'm actually using 30 pound on this, right? But I think the torque is 29 foot-pound for the early model of Prius, right? Okay, so the last thing you're going to need is I'm going to show you how I make a funnel for this particular job, okay? Because ordinary transmission funnel not going to be able to fit into that fuel plug underneath there. So I'm going to show you how I make it, okay? Now, if you can think you can do it better, hey, go for it, okay? So the material I'm using is the material that I bought in the past that I weren't able to put in a good use until I start this job, right? And but you definitely need the funnel. Okay, so for the funnel, what I did, this is about 2 years ago when I bought this at Walmart, okay? And here's a brand name for it, transmission spout, okay? And of course, I don't know if Walmart still sell them, but there is the part number for it, okay? Very handy, but I have no use for it because it's neither the hose here is too big or whatever, right? But anyway, this is a very handy tool to have for this job, okay? I also went to Home Depot a while back and bought, this is the dimension of a hose right here, okay? I bought like 10 feet of these, all right? There's the size, 5/8 inch outside diameter and a 1/2 inch inside diameter, okay? So this hose right here is actually exactly the same hose as this funnel, okay? So basically, I'm cutting for this job. I cut about 44 inch, of this clear tube in here, and I'm going to replace this hose here, okay, with that 44 inch, okay? So it looked like this. Alright, so there it is, alright? I just replaced the small hose with the 44 inch hose for this video, okay? Now this hose size can change depending on where you put the funnel, okay? So in the video, I put it where it's at, which I'll show you later, okay? Because I'm really comfortable when you hook it on, it have a place to hold this funnel while I'm pouring it down, okay? And so that's why I use the long hose. But if you find a better place in your car, this can be shorter, but it's definitely longer, that hose right there, okay? That's what you need to change. Now this unique funnel, you can screw a lot of things on here, okay? You can actually screw that. This is the Honda transmission fluid. The bottom, I just cut the bottom off to to use it as a funnel. So you actually can screw this onto the end there, just like this. Okay, see that? I can screw it on, and you can actually screw a standard oil bottle like this. Okay, here's a standard oil bottle from Castro. Okay, I just cut the bottom part of it out to make this a funnel. Okay, so basically you can screw it on, and then on this one here, see this black thing, how I turn it left and right? Okay, it's like tight or loosen. So when you tighten it down and you pour the oil gonna stay on top. Okay, it's actually a valve in here. When you loosen it, then you open it and it's allow the oil to flow through. Okay, so that's one feature about this funnel. Okay, and for this job here, you're gonna see me screw this directly onto the transmission bottle. like that. All right. Okay, so in order to make it fit onto that Toyota transmission fluid bottle there, what you want to do, you take this white part out, okay, like so. In here, here's a gasket, okay. Make sure you take this gasket out, because if you don't take this gasket out, it's not going to fit properly, and you know, when you pour it in, you might move around and this thing may pop off on you, okay. So with this right here, you can screw it onto this bottle. Okay, so I'm going to take this top off, and I'm going to, the easiest way for me is to slide this out, right? So this thing, I'm going to screw on just like that. Okay, right there. Okay, so after you screw it on, now if you tie this yellow thing, and if you press this, you're going to have resistance, okay, because it feel like the oil not going anywhere. But when you loosen this out, now you can press it in, okay, and you can feel that the oil gonna go on top there, okay. So it's easier for you to control. It's just a method of control. And so you have to take the gasket out. The reason that you take the gasket out of here is because if you look on there, it have this lip right there. So when you if you don't take the gasket out, then that lip is not going to fit on there properly, okay. It's going to fit, but it might fall off. It's not securely tightened. If you tight too much, it's going to pop off, okay. So in this video, you're going to see me using this, all right. That is, okay, for the first quart. After you cut it out, and all the other quart follow the first quart, you just pour it into that hole right there, and it's, you know, running down. And then this piece at the end of the funnel, I use this to keep the dirt out, okay. But when you using it, you actually have to slide it out, right? So you run the funnel all the way down there, and of course you take it out, you know, and of course you want it clean before you stick it into that fuel plug, okay. So again, the hole size on these might change based on, you know, where you put the funnel. But in the video where I put it, which I show you later, I end up using about 44-inch for these, okay. And that's it for the funnel part. So as you see, I just have it on the ram here. And okay, so I'm at the front of the car here, and as you see, I got the left and the right wheel on the ram with the parking brake on. And so underneath here, it looked like I have to take these cover off to have these bolts. And yeah, it's got a few of these bolts on here, and then it's also got these plastic clip. I don't know to show you that, those plastic clip right there. So I'm gonna take this cover off so I can get access to the transmission pan, which is located around that area. On here is have the one for the oil, the access to the oil filter and stuff like that. So it's transmission, it looks like on this side. So I'm going ahead and try to take this cover off now. So what you want to do, using a 10mm 1/4 inch, I'm using a 1/4 inch 10mm ratchet, okay, with the socket there, right. So I was able to take these front out, okay, so it looked just like that, all right. And then you got on these slots here, you got these plastic clip. It looked like that right there, okay. Take it out. What you want to do is take a screwdriver, small screwdriver, and put it in this slot like so, and just pry it out, okay. Pry it like that. That thing pop up, and what you want to do is remove this whole thing out like so, okay. So there is the bottom cover, okay. I just take it out and flip it up and let you see. So what you got is the 4 screw up front, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 10mm bolt. and then you got one in the center there, that plastic clip. Okay, one in the center, 3 on the side, 1, 2, 3, 3 on the right side, 1, 2, 3, and then of course 3 on the back side, 1, 2, 3. So total of 10 of the plastic clip. Okay, 3 on the side, 3 on the left side, 3 on the right side, 3 on the rear side, and then 1 in the center. Okay, and if you flip that around, okay, this is the way it mounts onto your car, like that. That's on the inside of it. Okay, let's give you a good picture. So 4 screw up front, 1 in the plastic clip in the center right there, and then 3 on the left side, 3 on the rear side, and 3 on the right side. All right, so after you got the cover out, as you can see, this is the oil drain, right? The oil pan, and of course the oil filter is right here toward your passenger side. And you look close down underneath here, you're gonna see look like a drain plug right there, and the fuel plug is right there. Okay, this is the axle, toward the passenger side. Okay, so the driver's side is on this side right here. All right, so this is the left side, which is the driver's side, and this is the toward the passenger side, which is the right side. Okay, so once again, here's the oil filter, and you follow that trend axle right there. You find these CV boots, and it should be the drain plug is right there. Okay, so for the fuel plug, okay, it's very important that you try to lose the fuel plug out first. Make sure it's loose, because what happens is, if you start draining this, if you take this out first and you drain it out, and then you're gonna have a problem taking this one out, now you can't put in the oil. Okay, so it's very important that you start out with the fuel plug first, right? Make sure you able to loosen it. Okay, so for me, the easiest way is using a 10mm hex Allen wrench. This looked like probably a 3-inch extension, and I'm using a 3/8 breaker bar. Okay, I put it on like that because if you don't use the extension, what happens is your breaker bar gonna go against this trend axle right here, the shaft right here, and it doesn't give you a leverage to loosen it. Okay, so use the extension, 3-inch extension. I recommend 3-inch extension, and of course underneath here with the 3/8 breaker bar, I have to use what I call a equalizer, which is pretty much a pipe wrench that fit right onto here. For the fuel plug, all right, to loosen it, what you want to do, you want to swing this toward the front of the car. Okay, that's how you're gonna lose it out. And as you can see, when after I lose it out and I try to take this out, transmission fluid starts to zip out. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that for now, because I know I got this one loose. Now I'm going after the transmission drain plug, which is the one down here. For the one down here, what you want to do after you hook it on, you want to swing this toward, I guess, the right side of the car. All right, right side of the car. See if I can hear the 3D sound effect here. There you go. Okay, so there it is. Okay, it's the drain plug is now loose. All right, so it's easy. The 3D sound effect, because I use one hand, but if you want to, you can hold on to it to eliminate, to prevent this ratchet from falling down. Okay, now I got it loose. So what I'm going to do, get the drain plug, get my drain pan ready to drain the transmission fluid. Okay, so with the drain pan, I'm going to drop this down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fit in the new washer. So when I lift up the car, you know, like here's the back of the car where the muffler is at, okay? I put it on that, it looked like the area where I put the lift on. So I lifted up, right, the two left and right tire off the ground. And I noticed more fluid coming out, okay? So what I did is I'm gonna put the rear of the car on the jack stand to let it completely drain out, so I can, you know, you want this thing evenly and you want to draw as much fluid out as possible, right? So that's what I'm doing, okay? So for the jack stand on the, this is the left side here, okay? There's a piece of metal right there. Okay, so you want to put the jack stand in between there on both sides, and I'm going to lower the jack down to keep the car even. Okay, like that. I'm going to leave the jack there with the two jack stand supporting it, and I'm going up front, finish up the put in the transmission fluid. Okay, so after I put the two jack stand there to keep the vehicle level, and wait for a while. Look like all the transmission been drained out. Okay, of course I replaced the washer or gasket. I'm gonna put this drain plug back in. All right, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, so I'll put this back in like so. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to torque this down to 30 foot-pound. Okay, I'm using this off the old data because I don't have a correct torque for this particular model. Okay, I'm going to remove the fuel plug out. Okay, and then replace the washer with the new gasket. The washer is called for both using the same part number. Okay, so whenever you do the transmission change, what you want to do is order 2 of these washers. Okay, and that's a fuel plug. It looks just like the drain plug. Alright, so there is the fuel plug and the gasket, and this is the drain plug. The gasket or the drain plug, as you see, they are exactly the same size. Okay, so I'm gonna replace it with a brand new one like that. Remember, 18 millimeter, 24 millimeter outside diameter, and 2 millimeter thickness. Okay. All right, so there it is. This one is ready to put back. So the next step, it didn't show well on the video, so I hope this still picture will help you, you know where to connect the hose. So basically, on the funnel I showed you make earlier, one end of it, you're gonna put it in the transmission fuel plug right there, the hole right there. It fit in perfectly. Okay, you slide the hose in. Okay, maybe about 2 to 3 inches, and then this hole is going to run all the way to the top of the engine on the passenger side. Okay, and on this end it's going to connect to the transmission fluid bottle, and you know, you're going to pour it in this way. Okay, what I'm going to go up here, I'm going to turn this, right, to allow the fluid to flow. And I'm just gonna see, I don't know, you see it on the camera, but the fluid coming out. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so this is the first quart right here. I'm gonna fill it out, and of course, you know, it's gonna draw vacuum in here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the bottom side here to allow air to go in. And there it is. Okay, where it's draining, I just poke a hole and you know, cut the bottom side of it. So now that's gonna be my official Toyota transmission funnel. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the other quart and I'm gonna just pour right in here. And there it is, okay? Second quart going in. All right, I don't know if you can see it clearly on my camera, but I was able to pull out only 3 1/4 quart, okay? I just pour it on to this container to find out how much I take it out. And when I pour back in, sure enough, 3 1/4 quart, and then the oil start flowing out on the fill plug, okay? So that's when I pull the hose out and put the fill plug back and torque it down to, tight it down and torque it down to 30 foot-pound, okay? Okay, so after you put in the oil, I'm gonna torque this down, the same torque as I did with the drain plug, which is, I'm using 30 pound, okay? 30 foot-pound. And that's pretty much it. Next thing I'm gonna do is, I'm going to put the cover back and I'll be done. Okay, so to put in the cover is really simple, okay? The only thing you remember is the cover. It have to slide right underneath this front cover here, okay? So it's gonna slide right underneath, and you're gonna put in these 4 bolts, okay? On each 4 bolt you can see there's a slot that look like a hole like that, okay? So you're gonna put in all 4 of these bolts, and as you can see the bottom one is just flapping. Okay, so once you put this in, what you want to do with one hand holding it and put one of the plastic clip at the end here, you know, I'm going to use the one, this is on the passenger side. I'm going to put one in to hold it right there. There it is, okay, just align the clip in, just push it in and then press it down to hold it. Remember, you got 3 on the back, so to prepare your clip, okay, the plastic piece have to, in the center, have to pop out like that, okay? So here I am, because I'm here on the sides here, I'm just gonna slice it in like that and just press it in. Pretty simple. So what you got? 3 on the side, 3 on the right side, 3 on the left side, 3 on the rear here. So that's 9, and then 1 in the center. Okay, 1 in the center. That's this one right in here. Okay, so that make it 10. All right, and after you slide everything in, everything should snap in nicely. All right. Okay, so after you got 10 clip in, 3 on the left side, 3 on the right side, 3 on the rear side, and then the last one is, you know, it's right across from this front panel here, okay? That's a plastic piece there that make it 10. And then what you want to do is you want to snugly tie these bolts down, okay? So each one of these 10mm bolts have a slot, you know, have a slot, round slot cut like that. So after you tie this down, and that's it. That's it. You're pretty much done here. Okay, so after you put the cover back on, of course, take your car off the jack stand, and of course, you know, I took it out for a test drive, come back, you know, go on the highway, and you know, come back and drive it up the Ram, take the cover out, check for leaks, and everything is good. Okay, so anyway, I hope this video helped you out. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.